Thank you, LED Expo and Light Asian, for this wonderful opportunity. It feels great when you get an opportunity to share or speak on the topic which you care and love, and of course, are passionate of. Connected lighting, luxury or necessity, is my topic for a day. Now, when we talk about connected lighting, isn't it cliche, especially when everybody around is talking about connected lighting, smart lighting, intelligent lighting, Internet of Things lighting, and whatnot. And I won't be surprised at all if tomorrow someone comes up with yet another name. But in my opinion, all these are forms of lighting controls and automation. So before we delve into the core topic of the day, that is lighting controls and automation, is it really a luxury or necessity? Let me share a very interesting history about lighting controls and automation industry. Lighting controls and automation is not really new. Yeah, having said that, its form and shape has changed, different applications has emerged, but lighting controls and automation has 7 decades long history. It has 70 plus years rich history. In fact, many of us might be knowing that in those good old days, rheostat used to use for dimming or changing the variation of the intensity or light lumiere sources. Generally, such kind of a dimming applications were popularly used in stage lighting. As technologies evolved, it found various different applications. The young physicist Joel Spira invented the first compact dimmer using thyristor, and that was the origin of real lighting controls and automation industry. To cut the long story short, lighting controls and automation applications were mostly restricted to homes or hospitality industry, and rightly so, because there was the business need of having comfort and convenience to the guest or the occupants. And that's where I'm referring it to luxury. But the advent of LED lighting has opened many more doors and opportunities. Using internet, different networking technologies, lighting controls and automation has emerged furthermore valuable. And hence, in my opinion, luxury is given. I think it is high time that the industry has to embrace the real value of automation or lighting automation, like energy savings, operational excellence, sustainability is the utmost important when it comes to using lighting controls and automation in any form. Again, be it a smart lighting, connected lighting, and whatnot. But the key today is the new opportunities which are emerging, like energy efficiency, operational efficiency, and sustainability. It has been observed that focus on lighting design has only increased year on year. No more lighting, no more lighting is considered just a tool for illumination. With a due consideration to design, it helps us, its impact on people and the environment it shares. And with this note, let me quickly raise few more questions. And these questions are going to help all of us to understand this core topic of lighting controls and automation. And the very first question I would like to raise is, what is our understanding about this subject called lighting controls and automation? Because many times, many people we meet and they say that, okay, dimming is lighting controls and automation. Yeah, they are not wrong. Maybe using, someone may say using mobile application to switch on light and off, or maybe voice commands using Alexa or Siri or any similar technologies. But the question needs to be asked, are these, or is this a smart lighting, or there is much more beyond that? And I know it is a topic of debate in itself, but maybe for some other time. And let me go to the next question. Is lighting controls really important, and why? Now this question becomes more important because traditionally we all know one form of lighting controls, and that is switching on and off using TikTok switch, right? Now, as the complexities are increasing, as different applications are emerging, as the customer expectations are ever increasing, the question needs to ask, is lighting controls really important, and why? Because in my opinion, this question will lead us to define the right purpose, which ultimately will lead us to choose right technologies for lighting controls and automation. And of course, that leads me to the third question. What is the definition of our lighting control? Based on the purpose, based on our understanding of the problem we are trying to solve using these technologies, will help us to understand or define the need for lighting control. The next question is extremely important. Who delivers lighting controls today? And reason I'm asking, or reason I'm raising this question, because most of the times lighting controls and automation projects, that those may be labeled as smart lighting or intelligent lighting, it is found that most of them are not sustainable and they are not really successful in long term. And the single reason, in my opinion, is the lack of design thinking, is the lack of right skills and compatibilities which are required to first design and implement such kind of a projects. And that's the question. Who delivers lighting controls today? Is it the same team who is traditionally executing light fixtures installation, or there is a dedicated team who has the acumen of lighting controls and automation? They can connect the dot with the purpose, the real need, and the problem with these technologies can solve. And that leads me to the next question. How well served are the end clients of today's lighting controls solution? As I said earlier, most of the lighting controls and automation projects are not really successful in the long term. One of the reasons is that they are not well supported once the project is handed over. And to sum up all these questions, the last question, which is the most important in the lot, is why it is important to hang loose technically and how. And let me explain this a little more because it is kind of a complex term, hang loose technically. What I mean here is nowadays, we started hearing so many technical jargons like Internet of Things is first one, BLE, LoRa, DALI, etc., etc., etc. And every day there is some or other new technology which is coming up to claim that that is the best technology when it comes to lighting controls and automation applications. But in my opinion, important at times it is better to let this term keep aside and really focus on why. What is that we'd like to achieve using such kind of application? And that's why lighting controls and automation. Now, here are some of the benefits which I would like to really highlight. And the first, which can help all of us to understand why I'm saying lighting controls and automation is not just a luxury, but it is necessity, is the first benefit is visual benefits. Now, this is where the lighting consultants and architects comes into the picture. We all know by adjusting the intensity of one or more layers of lighting in a space, lighting controls can change the space appearance. facilitate different functions of the space, alter atmosphere and mood, reduce glare, increase user satisfaction by providing them the ability to control lights. Now, believe me, all these are very important aspects when anybody is looking at lighting from the design window. Now, this technology of lighting controls and automation can really give the edge to today's consultants or the architects or the lighting designers to use this technology to their advantage, because today's technology is really flexible, which has capability to turn their vision into reality. The next one is comfort and convenience, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I believe traditionally lighting controls and automation applications were only focused on this called comfort and convenience, and hence we see a lot of applications, a lot of penetration of these technologies and the applications in hospitality and nowadays even home, in a form of home automation, right? And that's because the sole purpose, the core purpose there is comfort and convenience. But as I said, as an industry, we need to go beyond. We need to embrace. We need to put forward the right real value proposition of lighting controls to its end user. And that really comes by a combination. I'm not saying one or other benefit, but the combination of all this and creating a real meaningful applications for the end customers. How can we let go energy savings? Of course, LED as the light source technology is extremely energy efficient, and hence we have seen its rapid adoption. But when we are looking at energy savings, I think the benchmark should not be the traditional light sources and how much energy we are saving by replacing them with LEDs. Because as I said earlier, today's technology, specifically in the context of lighting and LED, has lot to offer. So are we really enhancing all capabilities of energy savings by using network lighting, by using concepts like dynamic daylight harvesting? And the next one is operational excellence. This is another interesting value prop which these technologies or lighting controls and automation applications are bringing on the table. And again, I would like to go back to the traditional way of using smart lighting or intelligent lighting is just use a mobile app or a remote, or maybe use occupancy sensor and switch on and off, right? I don't think probably we are really extracting the juice out of this technology. Now, let me give an example. Today we have large facilities, specifically in industries, warehouses, large corporate offices. And in all these scenarios, it becomes extremely difficult to manage the operations. And that's where these technologies come handy. Using benefits or the capabilities like remote monitoring and control, so that probably your facility manager doesn't have to deploy so many people, right? They're sitting at one location. They can visually monitor, and not just monitor, but also control if need be. Another interesting thing is these technologies today offer a lot of access to the data of luminaires. Now this data, data points like the lamp on burning hours, the fault status, the reason of the fault, right? So all this data is available. Now this data can be efficiently used to reduce the turnaround time in maintenance. So point I'm trying to raise is, gone those days when lighting controls and automations were only looked for comfort and convenience. But in my personal opinion, in fact, that's just a 10 to 15% of the benefit. Remaining 80 to 85% of benefits actually comes from energy efficiency, the operational excellence, etc. And these are I would like to highlight some of the strategies which are popularly used in various different applications, which are really designed using today's lighting controls and automation technologies. So manual control, we all know. Occupancy sensing is also very popularly available: time scheduling, daylight response, institutional task tuning, color tuning, data generation, demand response, and whatnot. Now, these are words which has a deep meaning. When we are talking about applications, right? Just having occupancy sensing will not help end user to really get those or rip out those benefits. When we are talking about applications, like applications or lighting controls applications are nothing but using one or other different control strategies in sync with each other to deliver a meaningful end user application. And these are some of the examples today customers or end users are looking forward to. Human centric lighting, I think this is the term specifically from lighting point of view, which I'm sure like will emerge like anything when it comes to specifically hospitals, hotels, offices. Now, this human-centric lighting, I'll not get into details of it, but the whole basic concept is we all are aware about variation in the intensity. That's what we call as dimming, right? But at the same time, today's technologies also give you leeway to vary the correlated color temperature. And by using this combination, probably you are able to improve the circadian rhythms, which has a direct impact on health and well-being of the occupants. It helps you to enhance the moods, visual acuity, and etc. So this is one of the popular applications which is finding its way very rapidly. Second is dynamic daylight harvesting. Now, most of the times we heard this term called daylight harvesting, and very obviously what it means is that how to leverage available ambient or the natural light and then reduce the dependence on artificial lighting. But when I'm using a word called dynamic, I mean in real time, because most of the times these applications are not very popularly used for obvious problems. Once probably you set it, and if there are any changes in the space, or maybe even with some cloudy environment, the whole application does not really work. And that's where the dynamism really is required. And what I mean when I'm saying dynamism, I mean a closed loop application. So wherein probably you have mechanism to measure the real-time light levels in lux, give that input or feedback to the controllers, where controllers are aware what kind of a lux levels to be maintained in that particular room, and based on the intensity are or the dimming levels are adjusted. Now all this is happening in automation mode. So even if there is some change in the space, probably what just needs to be required is to change the desired set point, right? So these are some of the applications which are really required in today's scenario, and making it approachable when it comes to extracting real benefits. So I would like to quote one example here in one of the project which was installed almost 3+ years in Hosur MIDC. It was a manufacturing shop floor wherein around 252 lights of 120 watt each were connected with each other using dynamic daylight harvesting, and they could easily save almost 6 to 70% of energy. And all those lights were operating as an average of around 50 to 60 watt in a daytime from morning 6 to evening 6. Such is the potential if we really think and design the solutions towards solving the real problem. Next one is connected lighting solutions. And this one is again very important to discuss, because when we talk about lighting controls, most of the times we are talking about standalone lighting controls applications, wherein we have control system which is programmed for a particular strategy. It could be occupancy, it could be daylight harvesting, etc. But in today's scenario, probably end customers are expecting little more, right? And when I'm saying so, most of the time, the real value of such application comes from a large facilities like manufacturing houses or corporate offices or warehouses. And if you look at all these facilities, most of the times have other utilities like HVAC, mechanical, electrical utilities, etc. When we are saying connected lighting, the very basic concept is that all these utilities are connected with each other, sharing data with each other, and enhancing the potential of additional benefits. Let me give an example. When we are seeing occupancy based lighting controls, so certainly we have occupancy sensor, right? Which is used to control your light on and off, or maybe adjust the dimming level as per the need. Now, in the same premises, we have HVAC or air conditioning system. How can we use same sensor not only to control the light, but also to control the air conditioning system? And that's I can think of very easily understood application of connected lighting. And believe me, there are many more applications and the benefits when it comes to connecting these. And that's where I'm referring this as a convergence, converging all possible utilities together. So most of these buildings have systems like building automation systems or building management systems. How can we interoperate the building management system and lighting control systems or lighting management systems together so that they're sharing data, they're sharing commands, and for only and only purpose of enhancing the benefits and the efficiency or operational efficiency or energy efficiency beyond which is obvious. These are some of the problems which I identified, which are getting resolved or getting solved by using today's lighting controls and automation technologies like energy efficiency. Again, I'll not spend a lot of time on it. Operations and maintenance, I elaborated using capabilities like remote monitoring, visual monitoring of light fixtures, smartly using fault data to trigger email and SMS notifications to the stakeholders and whatnot. Human-centric lighting in the context of health and well-being. These are some of the benefits. Again, I'll not spend because most of the times when we look at lighting controls and automation, these benefits obviously comes on. But I would like to highlight one, which is reduced shutdown time. And it has a huge value in a context of commercial spaces or manufacturing spaces, because uh, a single light can really halt the production. But if you have systems in place which can monitor the life and predict its life in the future, probably all other activities can be aligned, and we can certainly reduce the turnaround time, which in turn is helping us to reduce the cut down times. Data driven decisions, because technologies like standards like DALI has a potential to give you access to the linear level data, which can be very smartly and efficiently used for data driven decisions. So with this, I would like to really sum up that in my personal opinion, I think lighting controls and automation is no more luxury. It has become necessity, at least from the facilities of a bigger sizes, specifically in commercial world, in factories, warehouses. I think we all has something to look beyond of a simple occupancy based sensing and controlling, but using network or connected lighting and really derive benefits, because these are the technologies which are going to give everybody age, including consultant, architects, installer, and of course end customers. So with this, I would like to stop here. And once again, I would like to thank you everybody for patience hearing. And once more, thank you LED Expo and Light Asia for this wonderful opportunity. Here are my credentials in terms of email and phone number. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll try my level best to answer all your queries or comment on your thoughts. Once again, thank you and have a nice day ahead.